I think, so I started this by saying I didn't have words. And I think the reason why, I think we often confuse what is the symptom from the problem space. And the precision of language here matters a lot, unfortunately or fortunately. And so I would argue that climate breakdown, not climate change, but climate breakdown is important because what we're losing is predictable weather, the predictability of our weather systems. That is climate breakdown. But I would argue that climate breakdown is a symptom, not the issue. The issue is much deeper rooted, and if I was to kind of jump lots of steps, it's rooted in how we imagine ourselves and how we imagine our relationship with the world. It's rooted at that fundamental thesis of how we imagine ourselves and our relationship to the world. And it is only one symptom of the problem. Climate breakdown is just one manifestation of basically the externalities that we're driving into the world, which are self-terminating us, to use people like Daniel's language, that are collectively self-terminating us. So the question I often find is we end up arguing usually about the symptoms, and actually the question is, where's the table of the actual conversation? And I think the table for the actual conversation for me, if we really go back into it, is actually the biggest project that we face is a project of reimagining what it means to be human. That is the project. Now it manifests in everything around us. So it manifests in theory of property. What is property? Property is a theory of dominion, theory of control, theory of how we orchestrate the world. It manifests in theories of othering. Even racialization is just actually a way we've understood to create classification and separation in the world. So we've created a worldview which has effectively been extrapolated through the world, through our institutions and logics around us. And what I would argue is that worldview, which perhaps became very dominant and very strong in the kind of Newtonian Enlightenment, has reached a moment when it's self-terminating all of us at a planetary scale. Now, in that process, it has terminated many people to get here as well. So let's also be honest about that. The journey of it has also had massive harm. Now it has become actually massively externalizing. So the reason why I say that is sometimes I think the question is that we can focus on the symptom, but actually the question is, what's the underlying causes? And I would argue the underlying structural transformation is actually the reimagination of what it means to be human, and the science and the philosophy is already there. The gap is cultural, and the gap is actually in our institutional forms which are manifesting around us.